Warning, members of the podcast are not professional analysts and are bound to make unreasonable and uneducated claims, which should not be taken seriously. Hey guys, welcome to the At the 50 podcast. And this week, we are a little bit behind because of...
Very behind.
Fall break or Thanksgiving
Uber
break
behind.
and everything. But,
And the World Cup.
yeah, and the World Cup. But so pretty much we're just going to be talking about the most interesting games of the weeks. So starting off...
11 and 12.
Yeah, we 11 12. Starting off, we got the Bengals versus Steelers. O-line, good game in the first half, but
So that way it's like, like beep beep, but then like you hear most of the.
How about we do what happened when I did something wrong, and we just mute the whole thing so we can just see just the reactions.
I'll calm down.
And we put like text saying wow 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 bad refs wow wow.
Okay, I'll calm down.
But didn't you guys still win that game though?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's cutting the video, so it's his work he's got to do.
Okay, I'll calm down. Okay, back to the refs. Again, those refs that game were very confusing. Like I said, the Trey Flowers pass interference call where he fell down and was nowhere near the receiver. Do you want me to go off again?
I didn't really watch the game, but
You're not. It's implied. You're not supposed to.
okay. But I was saying, I didn't really watch the Steelers Bengals game, but I did see that clip of Pickens pulling a Gronkowski move, basically. Not cool. I actually kind of liked Pickens a little bit.
Didn't get fined, didn't get suspended. Thank you, NFL.
But
Wait, he was suspended?
No,
After George
nothing.
Pickens hit the on the Colts, I'm done. I want him to be put in prison forever.
moving on from that tirade, I think we've.
Wait. I got a couple things. Okay, injuries were
don't
bad
got all
that
day,
week.
buddy.
P. Ryan and Higgins are the fathers of the Steelers. Higgins also showing that he can be a wide receiver one. Chase being out isn't a big deal. And I hate when people are like, oh, the Bengals are going to struggle so much. Chase isn't there. We have such a good receiving core that it just doesn't matter.
Also, all of them are like 22.
I saw your face over there, Van. I have to agree with Price on this one. We did talk about this earlier this year. We talked about wide receiver cores, and for me, I still stand by my opinion that Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, best wide receiving duo in the league. But the Bengals' overall wide receiving core have the best wide receiving core overall. They have so much depth, and people made fun of them last year for drafting Jamar Chase, and Joe Burrow still got killed, but they made it to the Super Bowl. But you look at all their past wide receiver drafts. Instead of being like the Eagles, they've actually worked out, and they've become role players for the Bengals.
I agree.
So
I still like Tyreek and Jalen Waddle better, though.
I like them better.
They do have probably the best receiving core in the league. The only other arguments that you could make is the Bills or like
You could talk about the Eagles now. You could probably talk about the Eagles.
The Bills only have two good receivers.
The Eagles got Zach Pascal now.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, the Bengals have such depth.
They have great depth at wide receiver. But moving on.
Yeah.
Or did you have something?
Let's talk about both of the Colts games real quick. Just a little.
Just get them out of the.
We'll get on to the.
All right. So basically,
oh my God.
Dude, this episode.
We're just cutting that entire thing out. Anyways. Talking about the Eagles game first.
We'll talk about them all together. I'm gonna say the positives first. There aren't many. One positive. Saturday has been coaching actually not bad for somebody who just came off the couch. Like,
he doesn't have any time management though. Like,
hold on. The call on that game. Listen, if you're on like the 25, you got 50 seconds left. They've been throwing deep on you all game. You got 2 timeouts. You could make an argument. Hindsight is 20/20. The players, they didn't get to the line quick enough. They wasted the time. You could make an argument for Saturday's defense that it actually wasn't that terrible of a call. You probably should have taken a timeout, but in that point, it's kind of 50-50. But overall, he's been okay.
With the time management things, I've seen kind of some of his quotes talking about like how he made a lot of mistakes. Like he admitted that he probably should have done stuff differently. You know, hindsight 20/20.
It's literally
but
our OC.
Literally, if you look at him in a lot of the clips that they show during the games, he has his headphones. He's always listening to the guys in the box. So that could have been a decision by the guys up top and not entirely his own.
If they wouldn't have called it and then we would have gotten up and scored a touchdown, they would have been like, great job by Jeff Saturday to not call the timeout. If you don't do it, you should have called it. Do you know what we're talking about?
Yeah, but I'm confused. You said it was probably their OC's fault. What are they going to do, fire him too?
No,
this guy's new. He's new.
You're saying like he's always got that headset on. Every NFL coach.
We're talking because Jeff Saturday is such a new head coach. He relies on his offensive coordinator a lot more than a lot of other coaches do.
Yeah, like Belichick is not listening most of the time to.
I mean, he was on that one clip where
when he threw the phone at.
And with us almost beating the Eagles. I think it kind of showed, like, obviously a lot of people now realize that the Eagles aren't as good. Like, their schedule has really just allowed them.
Your booty.
Like, their schedule, looking at their schedule, people are now realizing the Eagles, they've got a good defense. They've got some good players.
Still the best in the NFL.
They have the best record in the NFL, but they are not, in my opinion, they are not the best anymore. No. And
the Vikings do.
The Steelers game, I did not watch it that much because I knew we were going to mess it up somehow. We were going to lose it somehow.
Somehow. I thought that the Steelers were favored, weren't they?
No, the Colts were. The Colts were 3-point favorites. But
my bad.
The point of that game was like the Steelers came out and they were just bashing us, and then we made the typical Colts second half kind of comeback thing. We were driving. It was like 4th and 3. They had a couple like really stupid the plays that were called were pretty good. I mean, it was.
It just I wish we would run more because we run the first down and then we pass the second and third down and we just don't do anything.
That's something that they're you have to know, like they're not even, they don't have a playbook built yet. And they're like
Patrick,
it's the execution. the coaching has been pretty good from these two really new guys. It's the line. They are literally, they need a layoff. Stop playing
also the
Call
most,
of Duty.
Like the highest paid line.
Yes. People who keep talking about Matt Ryan being the problem. Yes, he's not been a great quarterback for us, but it's because he's getting ragdolled like Joe Burrow did against the Titans in the playoffs.
Yeah.
He gets sacked 80 times a game because our O-line doesn't do anything.
And everyone forgets.
Everyone
forgets Matt Ryan
it's just like our O-line is just so much more worse, and Matt Ryan just can't do anything because he's too old to run out of the pocket like Joe Burrow could.
I don't know if they're exactly worse because last year the Bengals O-line was
a record-setting
sacks.
Well, that and their ratings, because there was like I don't know if it.
The Bengals and the Colts line are competitively bad.
But they were
That's
all
not a good thing.
They were all rated like 40, 50, and which is terrible. That's like worse than practice squad.
I mean, about 90 is like.
But we probably need to move on.
No, hold on. One more thing about that. The last game. The last play of the game was 4th and 3. We call an out route to Paris Campbell. Campbell gets up in a position to catch the ball, and Minkah Fitzpatrick,
worst player ever,
literally has both of his arms like this pressed down to his side, and the refs are just they're blind. Every time anybody plays the Steelers, the refs are always on the Steelers side.
Look, and I think part of the problem is Now, I'm a certified referee in 3 sports, and
Shocking.
2 of them I know literally nothing about. Like,
Nice.
to get a refereeing certification,
football?
it is not. I'm not certified in that, but it is not hard to get your refereeing certification. So I think that part of the problem is, like, I mean, yeah, they have experience from other levels, but that doesn't mean they did good in those levels. Like,
So you're saying that a futsal ref has the same type of game knowledge? as an
no,
NFL
when
ref?
I'm saying I don't ref futsal.
Oh, sorry. What do you ref?
Soccer, volleyball, and basketball is what I got the license for.
Oh,
But
okay.
Okay.
okay,
Oh, wow.
but like
Wow.
it's the same license that they get. Like they'll get the license from the same place, and then they do high school, then college, then NFL. Like that's the level like how to get there.
Yeah.
And like there's just not enough like actual like training to teach people how to like actually be good at their jobs. So I
Yeah.
think half of those guys are like kind of lucked into the position instead of actually good refs.
Yeah.
Speaking of bad refs, the World Cup, USA moving on to round of 16. Woohoo!
Yeah, you know what?
Wrong
We-
for-
We're gonna do a little segment about the World Cup real quick. Pulisic putting his manhood on the line to send us to the round of 16.
Pulisic is the GOAT.
Captain
That's
America.
his
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
we get it. We get it.
Yeah.
We get it.
Yeah. The
his manhood.
Thank God that Wales didn't beat England
Oh
by like
my God.
5 goals or whatever it took to knock
When they were tied in the
USA out.
first half, I was like, "Ain't no way is
Wales-
England gonna choke this."
Wales should have went through.
I just got a notification saying that Pulisic is trying to be able to play against the Netherlands.
He's gonna play.
He's
Dude, he's
going
gonna
to.
be
He's
walking
gonna come
listen.
back.
This
He's
is
gonna
the
be
worst
walking with
team.
his legs
He-
like
he-
He's
this.
gonna have a cast.
We
around
barely lost qualification for the 2018 World Cup, and that is hung over his head. He would have been one of the youngest U.S. players to go to the World Cup, and now he is back.
mean-
He's here, and he wants. But no, but
Yedlin,
He wants to
the
smoke.
outside back Yedlin, he was on the team 8 years ago when they went to it, and he's only 24. Or I thought he was 24. He's like-
I don't know,
he's
but
still
like
young,
Christian
so.
Pulisic. Well, that's because everyone
We
was
got
hyped about.
smoked by
But
Germany.
anyways, what are we moving on to? I don't remember
Let's talk
any of
about the
the.
Lions Giants in Week 11. If everybody wants to pull that one up.
Make sure we also talk about Patriots Jets too, because that game was insane.
Oh yeah, that was a barn burner.
Yeah, that I mean,
Lions won that game 31-18 to kind of put some, put a sour note in the Giants' record. They're 7-3, but
still
I'm about to
trash.
sneeze. Somebody start talking.
They lost to the best team in the NFL.
America's
that
team.
happens. Yep, Seahawks,
Bengals?
and they lost to the 2 best teams in the NFL, America's teams, the Lions and the Seahawks.
That is not who I was talking about.
I have no idea
Not
who their
anywhere
third
close
loss
to what I
was
was
to.
thinking.
Was it the the Cowboys that they lost to?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, no one likes the Cowboys. They kind of suck. They give off. Let's just say they don't give off the same Joe Burrow and Drew Lock energy.
Bro.
And Price
Okay,
agrees with
fair.
that.
That's fair.
I think Jared Goff played really well in that game, to be honest.
He's still goofball Goff, but I mean, like he will sometimes turn into prime Rams Goff, which is
Jamal
I mean,
rare.
Also an
even
absolute
prime
beast.
Rams Goff was not that good either.
Yeah, but better than goofball Goff.
That's
Jamal-
fair.
Jamal Williams has more touchdown's now than
The entirety of the.
He's got the most
the-
rushing
NFL
touchdowns,
combined.
doesn't he?
Well, no, he's got more touchdowns than the entirety of Green Bay's offense.
probably and the Bears and probably the Colts.
I'm not sure about that. Doesn't Christian Watson have 7 touchdowns this season? You're telling me
He's got
that-
6.
I don't know.
He's got 6.
You're telling me that the rest of the Green Bay offense doesn't have 4 touchdowns?
I don't think so.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Like they are
Aaron
just
Jones
Green Bay.
has, 1 or 2.
If there's a good game with Green Bay, we might get into that.
No, they never play any good.
Giants
Yeah, they all suck.
are. I think they've kind of shown that they really get carried by Saquon, and part of their schedule was super easy. I want the Giants to do good. I'm still going to ride that hype train because I would love to see the Giants get into the playoffs at a good position.
Here's a question.
But I don't know if that'll be possible or not.
Is Saquon Barkley still the king of quads?
No, it's AJ Dillon.
AJ Dillon now?
I mean, in history, Earl Campbell is the quad father, but it's probably AJ Dillon right now. Because if you've seen the AJ Dillon, he literally has tree trunks for
Have you
legs.
seen my quads? I'm the quad father.
Okay, bro.
There's no
This is
definition.
a reference to our bench project,
Project, yeah.
where Price had thighs.
Yeah, okay,
these
we're-
size-
Okay, no. We're moving on. We're moving on.
All right.
Jets. Let's
We're
talk
not
about the.
talking about that game.
Yes,
Why
we
not?
are. We are talking
Which
about the
one?
game.
The one this week?
Both.
Or the
No, the Patriots.
We're talking about the Patriots. Then we'll move on to. I start.
Okay,
You
the
start
Jets
with-
Patriots game was not a good game. Let's get that clear.
It was a frustrating game, but the ending was awesome.
It was like watching the Colts versus Broncos, but worse until the very last bit of the game.
And I would like to quote RG3 too, whenever he was
Oh no.
whenever he was talking about the run at the end. He said he said he's talking about how Marcus Jones was on Houston and how their mascot's the Cougars, and he said that
no.
if they, maybe if the Jets put Zach Wilson on the special teams, that he would have caught up to him.
Oh my god.
Oh,
That's
speaking
so
about Zach Wilson, he's no longer the most hyped up player on the Jets now.
Mike
White, the second coming.
I beg your pardon?
God, we're cutting that out.
I had to say it.
Mike White,
You cannot be serious.
man, is I don't know who this guy is. Like, he literally just shows up for like 2 or 3 games, balls out, and then just becomes irrelevant again.
But he's a good player.
Like, he's a good player.
Bro,
Like,
he went 22 of 28 for 315, 3 touchdowns. His passer rating was 149.
they just need to stick with Mike White. Like, I know Zach Wilson had potential, but like, he sucks. He sucks. He's awful. I would rather have Andy Dalton play for me than Zach
Bro,
Wilson.
Andy Dalton's been doing fine. I don't know what you're talking about. The Saints suck, but it's not his fault.
defense.
Yeah.
Defense is
And Chris Olave, because he's got so much potential.
But
You have no life. Your dad
Don't you slander my
dislikes
dad.
you. I'm slandering
No.
you using your dad, who's great, which
all right,
means that
What-
great
what's
people
another
don't
what's
like
another
you.
great game? I did not watch like any of the games.
The
That's great.
The
Take it a little bit.
Bills the Bills Browns game was pretty good. The Bills only won by 8 points, which for someone who's supposed to be one of the best teams in the NFL, that's kind of surprising. But
Bills won by 3 both.
what?
the Browns seem extremely inconsistent.
23
Oh, I
because
thought you were talking
31.
about week 11 or 12.
the Browns are extremely inconsistent because they'll
Yeah.
have some games where they're just they're just terrible.
Well, it's because they get carried by Nick Chubb, and then
I mean, Jacoby Brissett had a great season, but Brissett not
God.
going to play anymore.
You were going to spend 4 hours.
yeah, have fun editing this, Price.
That's 2 minutes in the penalty box.
Yeah, get out. Get out of the room right now.
But I'm not happy that they're, obviously taking Deshaun Watson as their main guy next week.
Why would they not?
No, I understand why, but I'm not happy about it regardless. Because even with all the potential and how good of a quarterback he was, he has not played in the league for 2 years.
And the fact that he still gets to play football is
and he
ridiculous.
got guaranteed $200-something million
Look,
to play.
if
Brissett's
I am
stat
the
line was
Browns,
28 of 41 for 324 and 3 touchdowns. Like,
How many picks has Brissett thrown this year? Because I don't think it's been a
like
lot.
7.
not as many as Matt Ryan. I'll tell you
Not
that.
as many as Josh Allen.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Or-
Josh Allen,
Interception.
we had him. He was a front runner for the MVP. The rushing yards, receiving yards. He was definitely one of the top guys, but he is just. I don't know. I don't know what's happening to him. He's just. I think it's the injury, or it's like something's happening. I don't know.
You want
Well,
to talk about Raiders Seahawks, Nico?
Well, hold on. I don't want to talk about that game because it's going to make me want to die.
I'll talk about it.
But, so the Browns, though, if I'm the Browns, I'm like looking at Jacoby Brissett and I'm like, he's a good quarterback. We should trade him. They should trade him to, like, I don't know, who has a terrible
The
quarterback?
Colts.
Trade him to the Colts.
Hey,
get,
he
like,
wasn't
a first
bad.
rounder. Trade him for Jonathan Taylor. Like, I think that's a pretty even trade. But yeah,
Okay.
just
He wasn't bad when he
Then-
played for us.
He was
they need to
decent.
trade him away and just like get something out of him because he's only on a 1-year contract, right?
I feel like
Or maybe
I feel like we could see the Panthers. They're either going to go. The Panthers are going to draft someone, a QB most likely, but we could see them try to pick up Jacoby Brissett, or we see maybe the Broncos. Even with Russell Wilson, it's just like he's so garbage that they're just going to replace him next year because there's no like even with all the money they spend on him, there's like no reason to play him at this point.
But what pick does Carolina have?
I have no
Probably
idea.
the first overall.
Nah, Colts getting
no.
it.
No,
Texans
the
do.
Colts aren't getting it. The Texans have
Texans,
that.
yeah.
It's the Panthers is probably the top 5 pick.
Wow, look at me knowing the order of the draft. I guess I'm the only one here that knows anything about football.
Well, to piggyback off that, let's take a little break and talk about some hockey since I wore the
Oh
jersey
my
today.
God.
This has
just-
been such a
Is this just a sports recap
This is
episode?
just a
Or we
sports
just-
recap.
okay.
Pretty much.
pretty
Are,
much.
are we gonna put like week 11 plus 12 in other sports?
Another
Yeah.
sport.
Yeah.
But
And
anyway,
talk about how the Kings absolutely balled on the Pacers and
The Pacers
Pacers-
are
Hey,
the only
hey, hey.
Indiana
Pacers
team
suck.
I can get
But
behind.
let's let Price talk so I can say something afterwards.
shut up, Nico.
hockey, okay? As you can see, I'm an Oilers fan, so I'm going to talk about the Oilers. Oilers, they started strong on the season, had a little bit of trouble toward, as it went on, but recently they've been on a win streak right now. They won against the Blackhawks, but they should have beat them. It was 5-4. Should have beat them a lot more. Shouldn't have let them score as much because Blackhawks are like one of the worst teams in the league.
Oh my God.
Nico, shut your get out.
Get out.
Get
Out.
Out.
Go.
Go. 2 minutes outside.
2 minutes outside.
Look, I got something to talk about after this. Then
You
I'll
can.
sit down.
I'll
Yeah.
signal you when you can come back in.
All right, right when he's done about
Okay.
the hockey, I'm coming back in.
All right.
I got something to talk about.
He's penalized.
You've got a 5-minute wait time.
2 minutes.
Shut the door completely.
All right, we're
But-
not letting
okay,
him
we're
back
not
in.
letting him back in.
Okay, but anyway, Dreisaitl, he had 2 goals. It's great. He's always been a great player, and I think he's such overshadowed by, oh my gosh, why am I forgetting? Connor McDavid is the best player in the league.
Who watches hockey though?
I
I like it's. I
Jags
understand.
do.
Like I can understand the hype around it, like how it can be fun.
Hockey's
I
pretty
don't.
fun.
I can't get behind. I just don't get behind it much. That much.
It's the most fun
I
sport
only
to
like
watch.
football.
But
Football and soccer
he
and Pacers.
had 2 goals and 1 assist. He's just always a great player, and I hate seeing that. He's not exactly hyped up throughout the league as much. It's always McDavid, which I like McDavid. He's great, but I think Dreisaitl definitely needs some hype. But
All right.
yeah.
Well, moving back on to. Do you have something or?
Yeah, I got so. Let's talk about how
Anyway.
Benedict Mathurin is the best.
Oh
rookie.
my God! Yes. No, Price. You have if you they
Look at
ju-
his
the
stats, bro.
NBA just sent out their rookie stat leaders, and Mathurin shows up in like the top 5 of at least like 5 categories. Out
He's
of like
literally
the
better
out of
than
like
Paulo
the 10.
Banchero.
Out of like the
I
15
don't care.
out of like the 15 categories.
You don't care.
And Mathurin shows up in the top 5 for at least like 6 categories. But then our other rookies, we have other rookies shown up in at least 3 to 4 other categories.
Because
We
the
have had
Pacers
one of
are
the
on the up.
Show me.
We are
you got
on
no
the
proof.
up.
I want to see the list. I want to see it right now.
He's probably got it.
it's on Instagram. Let me try and
But
pull it
When
up.
are we,
This
are we
is-
gonna bring
this
Nico
is-
back in?
I don't know.
You got 20 seconds.
Yeah.
But
He's been
we're on
he's
a
been
power
kind of
play
saying
right
too
now
much.
to all my hockey fans out there. But I think he's just gonna be. It's just like any good superstar from Indiana. This is how it's gonna
Like
go.
JT.
He's gonna have one good year. Done. He's
No,
just
what's gonna
disappear.
gonna
Really
happen?
basing that entirely on Jonathan Taylor.
No,
No,
what's
it's-
gonna happen is we're going to. He's gonna lead us to a playoff. He's gonna lead us to an NBA Finals, and then we're gonna lose, and then he's gonna leave for another team.
Well, I wouldn't know if I go that. far.
Yeah. What are you talking about?
No, because that's what happened last time. Remember, we had a superstar player, absolutely goated, led us to an NBA Finals. We lost, and then he left for another team, and then won an NBA Finals with them. That's what's gonna
Carson
happen
Wentz?
with Mathurin. What?
Okay.
What are we talking about?
I'm talking
Now.
about basketball.
I know.
Okay. Now
Stupid.
to what I was gonna say. Ryan Day.
All right. You want another penalty?
5 minutes in penalty box.
Ryan Day is the biggest, most incompetent piece of work. I don't understand. He's like, bubble screen, bubble screen. No one likes a damn bubble screen. They don't work. 20% of screenplays get a single yard. Only 20% of them. Why are we calling 75 of them? And then he's he's trying to establish a run game with our 4th string running back. The top 3 are injured. Why are we running the ball when you have a Heisman candidate quarterback? 4th and 2 at the 50-yard line. We're down 4. And he's like, what are we going to do here?
Did you just
And
say
then
Heisman
he
candidate?
punts the ball. He was a Heisman candidate
okay.
until that game. But then he punts the ball on 4th and 2. And then what do they do for the defense? Only give up 3 passing touchdowns before finally making a change. But the problem with those passing touchdowns were it was because he put an outside linebacker at cornerback and had him on their number 1 guy. Now, who here, let me see a show of hands, thinks that's a good decision?
We put Bobby Okereke on receivers a long time.
He's just so incompetent.
He defended.
He doesn't even understand the rivalry at all. He's just like, that game doesn't define us. It was a bad game, but it doesn't say who we are as a team. Yes, it does. That's the only game that matters.
That 12th man, I guess, didn't help you guys out much, though, did it?
Still on about the Seahawks.
Bitch, that game went even worse.
I feel
But,
stupid.
yeah.
I didn't care.
Okay.
Anyway, back to basketball. I think.
Oh my god.
Okay,
bro.
yeah, he's a good player. I can admit he's putting up points, but I think a player that
Bryce admitting that an Indiana player is good.
I think that
IU is the most
It must be
overrated team.
Christmas.
No, we're not talking about
already.
IU. We're talking about Benedict Mathurin.
But anyway, I think
No one knows who the hell that is.
I think the most
Everybody who knows basketball knows who Benedict Mathurin is. Now let Price talk.
the player that I think that should be up there real high, but just doesn't get enough playing time.
Are you
at
talking
all.
about like the top 5 list, kind of like what I showed you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is Shannon Sharp? He
Yes, I agree. I agree with you on that.
He's so athletic
I've
and
heard.
explosive.
I've
I
heard
feel
stuff
like he was
about
a
him.
commentator.
That's the difference, Shannon Sharp.
That's my bad.
I've heard a little bit about him. I don't follow basketball too closely, but I've heard of Shannon Sharp. I've heard about his. I heard how well he plays, but I don't hear enough.
Yeah, because he's an off the bench player.
Price, did you see that video I sent you about the commentator during the game who was like, he knows exactly when to shoot the lights out, he knows exactly when to pull the trigger, just like his father. And his father murdered a guy.
Oh my
Who are
god.
you talking about?
This basketball player. Hold on, let me find the video.
Okay.
We're talking about Marvin
Okay.
Harrison
Let's
Jr.
get back on topic with week 11, week 12. Let's talk about the Chiefs.
I think we've heard enough.
Let's talk about the Chiefs.
They suck.
Patrick Mahomes, MVP candidate. He's going to win it, in my opinion, because Josh
Not
Allen
after
is
this
thrown.
week.
What?
Not after this week.
After this week?
What happened this week? They won.
No, this upcoming one.
Who do they play?
Bengals.
Oh boy, I
Oh,
can't wait.
The
No.
Bengals own them. The Bengals own them.
I mean, they do.
PPL.
Yeah, they do. I agree with you.
All right,
but
let's make bets. Let's make bets here. Okay.
I bet
I think this is underrated.
I bet Van's mom that the Bengals will lose.
What do I got?
You can't bet another person.
I don't have money. I can tell you that.
All right, well, something for the podcast. We'll do.
I'll bet.
Well, no,
It was
we'll
Kevin
have
Porter.
we'll have Price admit that the Colts are better than the Bengals if the Bengals lose, and then if we lose, we will admit that. I don't know.
Wait, hold on. I got
Okay,
it.
Van, it was Kevin
We'll-
Porter
we'll-
Jr.
Price will admit
That's the player's name.
that Jonathan Taylor is one of the best running backs in the NFL. If
So
the
Price
Over
is gonna
Joe
admit
Mixon.
to lies?
Over Joe Mixon as well.
shut up.
I don't like lying. I'm a man that
Okay.
Look,
revolves around the
Okay.
truth.
Me and
When
Price
have
are
you
very
become
devout
this
Christians
virtuous,
here. We can't
virtuous
lie.
man?
After my little breakdown at the beginning of the episode.
Yeah, I don't
Okay,
think you can
okay.
speak about being a virtuous, nice person.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. So
I'm a
you're
pious
gonna
man.
admit that JT's one of the best, and if
You lose.
and if we lose,
You
we have
lose.
to.
I'm not in this.
You would literally.
By the way, guys, the player
if
whose
we lose
dad
it, that-
shot and killed someone was
No,
Kevin
We're not
Porter.
on this.
It was
Okay.
Kevin
I will
Porter
admit that
Jr.
The Bengals
I'm gonna-
have a shot at going to the.
I'm gonna
Super
say
Bowl.
I'm gonna say Joe Mixon's a better running back than JT if we lose.
Can I just bet my right sock on it?
I bet you're. All right, we need to stop with this.
Okay, moving on. What do we want to talk
We are
about?
under. Well,
How much time
you
do we
two
have,
are
Edgar?
under 18. It is
17.
illegal for you to bet.
Yeah, I'm the only one here that can bet.
Age is
I
21,
can bet.
Actually.
I can bet.
It's 21 for a sports book.
Well,
Wait,
this
Van, are
isn't
you
a sports
18?
book.
That's where you bet.
Dan, are you 18?
No, not yet.
Loser, minor, huh?
Nico, you're mentally a minor forever.
I'm mentally ill. Okay, let's get that straight.
Both. That's not bad. We're gonna keep.
We're gonna name this episode
Nick
episode whatever.
and
Every sport recap gone wrong.
no. In the thumbnail, it's just gonna be a close up of Nico with like crackhead eyes.
It is going to be a 2-minute long video after all the edits.
Yeah. You know what? Edgar, do you have anything to say? Get on a mic.
We should get a little Edgar fan service.
Yeah,
in here.
Here, Edgar.
We've talked so much crap about Edgar because he messes up recordings all the time. We need to have Edgar kind of speak his mind on the podcast.
Don't let Nico run the cameras. This whole episode.
Don't touch anything. Do not touch anything. Okay, you don't have to do the headset.
I want to put it on. Though.
Okay, fair enough.
It's fun.
Makes you feel cool.
All right. He looks like the stereotypical like gamer that they have in his PNG images. All right,
Dude, he's
So
dripping
what
today.
do I have to say?
just anything.
Anything?
This is
What do you
just
got to say just in general about everything?
Oh, everything.
Anything.
like I know you guys had a choir concert or
Oh, I have a duet, and my choir director switched up the lyrics on us literally yesterday, and I have to perform it tonight. So,
good luck.
Ooh.
but yeah.
Edgar played Gingy in the Shrek musical this
Yeah.
past time.
I
and
didn't
Edgar's
go.
the greatest Gingy in the history of all productions.
I didn't go, but I heard he balled out.
He balled out. His voice is great.
Yeah.
Can you give us some Gingy?
No.
Why not?
Because I don't want to do the voice. Everyone asks me to do the voice. I don't want to do it.
Any sports?
Yeah, what sports do you
Opinions?
like, Edgar?
I like hockey.
Yeah, let's
I
go.
actually do.
Hey,
Favorite
So-
team. Favorite team.
Favorite team?
the Boston Bruins.
Ew.
Oh my god.
I don't really have a favorite team.
That's fair.
The Blackhawks.
It's just fun to watch. As long as it's not the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Thank God
it's
you don't
fine.
have a mic.
Nico, we can't hear him
Yeah.
anymore.
But
Yeah.
hockey's just a fun sport to watch.
I've thought about watching a little bit more of it. I just nah.
I want to watch Premier League
Bruh.
after
That's
World Cup.
boring.
You should watch Bundesliga.
No, not
Farmers
watching,
League.
I'm not watching Bayern play.
Coming from a PSG fan, are you dumb, fan?
I think I'm gonna watch the
Fam, are you stupid?
Are you dumb, fam?
Okay, what team should I be a fan of in Premier League?
Premier League? I'm a Chelsea fan.
Don't be.
I know that's
Chelsea
cr-
has
I-
Christian Pulisic.
Tottenham. Be a
Yes,
Tottenham
but
fan.
also because-
Tottenham.
Do not be a fan of Tottenham. You
Yeah,
will never have
Crystal
any fun.
Palace. Crystal Palace.
Can I be? Let's see. What?
You should be. You should.
Man United.
No.
Liverpool.
I think- Yes.
You should. Liverpool? No.
Yes.
Like that.
I want to. You should be. You should be a Leeds United fan.
I don't even know what that. No one can
Bro.
hear him.
Anyway,
no one can hear him.
Let's start watching the Uzbekistan league or something like that. Something interesting.
Uzbekistan League.
Let's watch Zlatan Ibrahimovic win.
Heck
his
yeah.
47th
Isn't he?
Dutch
No.
Cup.
Well, no. He has an ACL tear right now,
Oh.
and he's playing for AC Milan.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that ACL tear is gonna heal in like a second.
He
'cause
won
it's God.
AC Milan the
French Cup.
No. He plays AC Milan is in Italy.
Oh
La
shoot.
Liga.
Milan, stupid.
La Liga.
My bad.
No,
bad.
it's
Isn't it? I thought it
it's
was
Serie A.
No, La Liga
He
is
won.
South America.
No, La Liga is Spain, the Spanish league.
I thought
Spanish
it was
league, Spanish league.
Spanish. League.
Spanish, Italian, same thing.
Wow.
Yeah, but
Wait, no, because I was reading Zlatan's like his accomplishments and stuff.
his mother or father was like Serbian, and then he got
my
made,
God,
and he
I
got
hate Serbia.
loved him. We know you're gonna be watching this, so try to keep it clean in the comments.
I hate Serbians.
When did he get a mic?
He just said.
We could have put it.
No,
Do
No.
not
don't
connect that.
touch anything.
Don't
Not mess
oh
with
my.
it.
Maybe
But-
should we end this episode before he has a
Yes,
chance?
yes. I think we're
I
good.
We've run out of stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
I
Any
wonder. I
closing
can be.
Yeah,
good now.
Edgar. Edgar, you're gonna close us.
Okay, well, yeah, that's our sports recap of like
The
just
last 2
whatever.
weeks.
Yeah, the last 2 weeks and all this random stuff
Junk,
as well.
yeah.
Yeah. Don't forget to like and subscribe and yeah.
Yep.
Edgar will also now be featured in every
Oh my God,
episode
he
with
actually
a
connected the
mic right over here.
So loud.
Anyway,
It's really loud.
that's it,
Holy
ladies
crap.
and gentlemen.
I can hear so.
Who day?